good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Brett Gillett on behalf of Nazma Productions, here to show you how to play Sultans and Kings the card game. Sultans and Kings the card game is a fun card-based strategy game set during the Crusades, where players vie for control of the Holy Lands. Let's take a look at the setup.
We'll set up for a 2-player game, although it accommodates up to 4. Each player chooses a color, which represents Crusader or Saracen. Player 1 chooses yellow, and player 2 chooses blue. In between the players, the battle area is displayed, which consists of cities, designated by this graphic, and castles, designated by this graphic. Notice also how most cities and castles are parts of regions, identified by a 1 of 2 or 1 of 3 marker in the upper left corner of the card. Cards of the same region have the same color. Some territories are in a region by themselves, as you can see here. With the battle area set up and the decks chosen, it's time to decide the method of play, mission or conquest. In this example, we'll look at the missions. Each player draws a mission card at random and keeps it secret. This is now his goal. Some missions require capturing specific cities or castles, while others require any number of cities or castles. This mission card says in order to win, player 1 must capture Jerusalem, Kerak, and Acre, while player 2 must capture any 3 castles. At the end of the game, the player who has achieved his mission wins. Cities and castles are also worth points, as designated by a number in the top right corner. This is important because in the case of a tie, or if neither player achieves his mission, the player with the most points wins. On to the actual combat. The general mechanism is turn-based with a few variations. On your first turn, you play a face-down card to any territory to stake out a claim, followed by your opponent. On your next turn, and for each subsequent turn, you may start your turn by moving any one of your cards to a different territory as long as it is not under siege. This is called deployment. It is optional and can be performed at will. Each turn, however, you must play a card from your hand to a territory. The first 3 cards you play are face down. After the first 3 cards are played, all remaining cards are played face up. Recall, you can start your turn by moving any one of your cards to a different territory, even one of your face down cards. When the last card is played, all cards get flipped face up, and the most points per territory wins that card. Cities and castles are divvied up, and the game is decided. There are several strategy cards that greatly affect gameplay. The +1 and +2 cards add battle scores to your existing soldier cards. You may play them without a soldier present, but without a soldier present, they cannot win a city or castle. Siege cards prevent your opponent from moving cards into or out of the city or castle under siege. However, your opponent can lay siege to your siege. The assassin, listed as A, will automatically eliminate the opponent's strongest card. However, if an opponent also plays an assassin at the same territory, the effect is negated. That's how to play Sultans and Kings mission mode. In Conquest, the goal is to conquer the most territories. In both modes of play, there is an extra point for capturing all the territories within one region. Additionally, Crusaders and Saracens each have a unique city from history that Sultans and Kings the card game has preserved and awards special points for capturing. If Crusaders capture the city of Edessa or Saracens capture Montreal, they get an additional point.
Well, that's the rundown on how to play Sultans and Kings the card game by Nazma Productions for 2 players. For 3 and 4 players, the rules are just as I explained, with some minor differences, especially with the assassin and siege cards. Also, in a 4-player game, you can play in teams, where 2 Saracen players can play against 2 Crusader players. Players in the same team help each other achieve both of their missions. Also, their soldier points are added up in each territory to achieve victory. On a different note, I'm happy to tell you Nazma Productions is working on a second edition of the original Sultans and Kings board game they released a few years ago. You can look for it online and on shelves in your favorite stores soon. Thank you all for watching. Please like this video at the bottom and tell your friends about Sultans and Kings the card game, a new to market light strategy game. Happy gaming, everyone!